guys, welcome to today's session. So today we're going to go through our roof framing layout, and we're going to start finalising our structural sheets. First things that I want to go through is just this our engineering layouts that you guys have looked at before and you have access to. So these first couple of pages regarding the footing layouts and the pads, we're not going to be looking at this. We'll look at more at this when we look at our concrete design in the upcoming weeks. So just for now, these are the kind of plans that we're going to be coming up with. So this is what we're going to be looking at today, is this roof structural layout plan. A lot of these details we have already done, and we're going to create our structural schedules and our general notes. Okay, so please refer to this when you're looking at it. Okay, this is a very useful document. So yeah, everything what we're going to be doing you can find on here. So let's come back to our Revit. Now our roof framing layout is simply a duplicated version of our apex. Now first things first is this is a scale of 1 to 100. Okay. And now what I can see is these elevation markers are very close, so I'm just going to move these out of the way. So you can either move them or you can hide them. It's up to you. And if you have any sections running through, you need to hide them as well. Okay. So this is going to be a very clean structural layout. Okay. So first things as well is I need to put some measurements in here. So I'm just going to move these out so I can measure between them. Alright, just add it there. I'm just going to put some measurements through here. Okay, this is going to just our measurements of our grid lines, and then through here as well. Cool. Now what I need to do is I need to tag all of my members in here. So my columns, my struts, my bracing, both on the roof and the vertical bracing, and my fly bracing, and my rafters. So what I'm going to do first is if I go tag by category, again there's many ways that we can do this, but if I go tag by category, I can pick most of these elements and it's going to show me the structural tag. If I look at my connection though, I'll get nothing. So if I click on it, this is what I get. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a family for how to annotate this. Now what you can do is you can go TX and you can type in text everywhere. It will take you a bit longer, and if you have to cover things up later, it's a bit more difficult, but you can do it either way, it's up to you. So let's create our structural tag to start off with. So we go File, New, Family, Annotations, and I'm going to take the metric generic annotation. You can use this metric generic tag, but I prefer to use this one here. It gives me just a bit more freedom. So I go Open, and now what I need to do is this red text here, we read the bottom line and then we delete it. We come over here to our family category and parameters. What we're looking for now is we're looking for our structural connections. So structural connection tags, okay. Create label, just click somewhere in the middle, and what I'm after here is a mark. Okay, we can use comments like we did in basic drafting for our rafters, but for here we're going to use our mark. So mark, bring it across. You can change the sample value to just an X if you want, okay, but 1i is okay. Apply, okay. Just going to make this a bit smaller. Alright, we're not putting a whole lot of text in here. Now what you can do if you would like is you can put a box around it, or you can put a circle around it. It's up to you. I prefer just to leave it clean like this. So File, Save As the family, save it somewhere where you can find it. I'm going to save it to my desktop, but you can save it anywhere as long as you can get back to these families, because we have to load this back into our project. So this is going to be my my structural connection tag. Change that one. Save. Okay. I'm going to close that one. And now what I'm going to do is, in a folder, I'll find it on my desktop, which is this one here. Control C, so copy this one. Insert, load family. I'm writing here my annotations. Now mine's very messy. Just doing these videos, I've recreated them and just been saving them in one folder. Please make sure you keep your folders tidy and save them in the appropriate spots. So I paste this in here and open. Okay, so now if I go annotate tag by category, I can pick on my fly racing and I get this little question mark that's sitting there. Okay, now this question mark here, okay, what it's looking for is our parameter that we've set. We set to look for a mark. So if I look at this fly brace, what I can see here is a mark. I have nothing next to it. So if I change this mark to FB for fly brace, go apply, it's going to change this tag here. Alright, so same with all of them. If I click one and go SA, it's going to select them all, change the mark on all of them to FB, apply, OK. Alright, and it's going to start changing our tags. Now remember, we've got two different types of fly bracing, one where we have the joints for our purlins and one where we don't, so these ones here are different as well. Select all of them, and the mark here is going to be FB, apply. Okay, and this is how we start putting these annotations. Now these leader lines here, I want to get rid of them, so I just get rid of it. Okay, and now what I can do is tidy this up, so I'm just going to move them a bit closer. Okay, so what you need to do is you will need to go through and tag all of your fly bracing in this project. Okay, and I'll just keep soldering on through the other details here. The other way that you can do it again is TX, and you can type it in. The other option we have is we can tag all, and I can pick through here what I want to tag. Now the issue is if I come in here to tag all of my connection tags, what will happen is I will get the connections for my little cleat plates as well. So it just gets very messy. So it's a lot simpler to do it this way. It takes a bit of time, but it's worth doing. Now the next thing that I'm going to put in is, I'll just move away from the tagging to start off with for now, but we're going to put in this thing called bridging. Okay, so bridging is for our lateral restraints, okay, and it's specified by our design engineers. So if I come across to annotate and a detail line, okay, just so you know I'm not making things up, these dashed lines here is our bridging. Okay, so I have 6.4 meters, to say I want maybe 3 bays through here, so I'll take 1600 as one. This is just going to run the whole way straight through. Okay, I'll have another one sitting next to it at 1600. Okay, straight down again, and another one sitting next to that one at 1600. Okay, so they're evenly spaced lateral restraints. Okay, I just realized this here, just so everyone's aware, this is half of the roof, okay, and this is the other half. Alright, the warehouse was too big to fit on the one drawing, so this is our split line here in the middle. Okay, so these here need to be dashed, so I'm just going to select them, and here I change my line styles, okay, to hidden, so they become dashed lines. What you can do is recreate a family to tag them. Personally, I just go TX, and this is bridging. Okay, and now what I can do is simply rotate that by 90 and put it on one side. Now what we can do is try to find a nice spacing of where it's going to sit. It gets a bit tricky. So what I can do as well is I can change my text heights. I can reduce it, make it bigger, make it smaller. It's all up to you. I might actually just make this a bit smaller. I'm going to make it 2.0 millimeters. And I'm just going to change this text height here to 2. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll just simply copy them across to there. Okay. Yep. Okay. Now this might not be the neatest place to put it. You can put it in other segments, but for now this will be okay. We can tidy it all up after. So I'm just going to select everything here, my bridging lines. I go copy, multiple, and I just copy from these grid lines again. Okay, so all this bridging will run the entire way through our project. Okay, so here are our bridging lines that are all dashed. Alright, so now we're starting to build up towards this point here.